Live from the WCTV studios, this is Eyewitness News at noon. Coverage you can count on.
FSU researchers have made a major breakthrough in the quest to learn more about the Zika virus. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm James Bugley. Art has the day off. The link is to find between the birth defects and the virus of Zika. They found that the virus is directly targeting brain development cells and stunting the baby's growth. This is the first major finding by scientists since the virus became a major concern here in the United States. The study was published today in the academic journal. A late-night car accident in Leon County leaves one woman dead and a one-year-old injured. It happened around 10:30 last night on U.S. Highway 27 and Cap Tram Road in Tallahassee. 24-year-old Kayla Jones of Crawfordville, Florida, was traveling east on U.S. 27 near Cap Tram Road. She was trying to make a left-hand turn when she lost control. The vehicle spun out before hitting a culvert and a tree near a ditch. It came to a final stop on its top. The one-year-old suffered serious injuries. A jury could start deliberating any time now in the murder trial of Joshua Franklin. Franklin faces charges in the 2012 deadly shooting in front of his Indian Head Acres home. He's accused of opening fire on a truck, killing Robert Simmons Goodwin. Defense attorneys say Franklin actually acted in self-defense. Now, if the jury reaches a verdict, we'll have that on our website at WCTV.tv and on our evening shows. Covering Georgia Capitol news, Senate members are proposing a bill that would allow guns on college campuses. The state Senate's Judiciary Committee deliberated for several hours on Monday but didn't vote on the bill. The committee will hear the bill on Monday. That bill has already passed in the House. Covering Florida Capitol news, the state will soon change how it doles out death penalty sentences. The legislature passed a plan and sent it to Governor Scott's desk yesterday. A spokesperson says he will sign it. It would make at least 10 out of 12 jurors agree on death penalty decisions. Current law only requires a majority. The U.S. Supreme Court earlier this year ruled that unconstitutional. Their ruling put states' executions on hold. Also, legislation to allow firearms to be openly carried in Florida has been bottled up in a hostile state Senate committee. But its sponsor is proposing adding open carry to another bill dealing with slingshots. The bill has already cleared the state House. Another bill dealing with concealed carry on college campuses in Florida has been bottled up in the Senate Judiciary Committee. Well, shacking up together may be one step closer to becoming legal in Florida. The Senate voted 38-0 to repeal unenforced prohibition on cohabitation. A man and woman living together could be fined $500 and locked up in jail for 60 days. According to 2014 census data, there are nearly 438,000 unmarried couples living in the state. Florida, Michigan, and Mississippi are the only states that still have old laws on the book making cohabitation illegal. Florida senators like starting the session so early they plan to do it again in 2018. The chamber voted 27-11 for the session that year to begin on January 9th. They're also planning ahead for possible bills that may be written into law or amended. Well, the race for the Republican nomination turned nasty during last night's Fox News debate. The three leading candidates went after each other personally and professionally. Craig Boswell has details from the White House.
Donald Trump picked up where he left off from the debate, taunting his opponents during a rally in Michigan Friday morning.
Little Marco, little Marco. Lion Ted Cruz, Lion Ted.
The Republican event last night often devolved into a yelling match.
Gentlemen,
You ought to show up.
gentlemen, you gotta do better than this.
And even turned vulgar.
He referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it.
Senators Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio launched a barrage of attacks against Trump, equating him to a con man.
He's trying to con people into giving them their vote, just like he conned these people into giving them their money.
You defrauded the
challenged
people
on a point.
Little Marco.
Is this the debate you want playing out in the general election?
Despite their jabs, Cruz and Rubio may have missed their chance.
Last night, someone needed to land a knockout punch, and it didn't even look like they came to box.
But no matter how bad his opponents say Trump will be as a nominee and a president, they say they'll support him if he wins.
If they're saying that he's going to ruin the country and ruin the Republican Party, then they sort of step back from that if they say, well, but I'll endorse him anyway.
Friday, Rubio said the reason for that is simple.
We as Republicans feel that Hillary Clinton would be a disaster to the country. That's how bad she is. I would look at that as a reflection of how bad she is, not how good Donald Trump is.
Polls show Trump fares the worst against Clinton of all the Republican candidates.
One person not on stage last night was Dr. Ben Carson. He's expected to formally announce he is suspending his campaign sometime later today. Well, back at home, it was a showdown on the center court at the Civic Center last night. The Harlem Globetrotters were back in the capital city. As you can see, our own Asher Wildman even got in on the action. Some local kids participated in some special drills beforehand while getting to interact with the team. The Globetrotters, as you see, even brought out some classic gear they wore back in the day. It was all part of their 90th anniversary world tour. Well, the government releases a new jobs report from February, what the numbers mean for overall unemployment. Plus, El Chapo making demands about his stay in a U.S. prison, what he's asking for when he's extradited to the U.S. later on in the show. But first, let's toss it over to Rob Nucatola, who's been tracking the forecast all day. A lot of clouds, but that might change soon.
We had a little glimpse of brighter skies about 9:15 this morning. The clouds picking back up, and that's what we're looking at here on the visible satellite imagery. You see that little thin spot that slides across the area, and then the white takes back over. We've got clouds that want to be awfully stubborn, and that's going to really slow down those temperatures that are going to have a tough time getting out of the 60s today. If we don't get through these clouds soon, they may have a tough time getting into the 60s today. We'll break down that full forecast. There's plenty of good coming, I promise. Details, forecast in just a bit.